Hello, I'm James Preston and welcome to another edition of Executive Corner Expert Talks exclusive to Kalkine TV. Running a business in today's world is not easy, especially when there are thousands of sellers available for every single service and product. What you need is a perfect match. Enter Matchboard. Named by Optus as Australia's Business of the Year and by Westpac as one of Australia's top 200 businesses of tomorrow, Matchboard is a business matchmaking platform. It is in many ways a match made in heaven. It's a fast and smart way to find suppliers online, and Sharon Melamed is the Managing Director of Matchboard. She brings 23 years of global sales experience to the fore and is an experienced entrepreneur, having previously founded Find a Consultant. But today we are focusing squarely on Matchboard, so it's now my great pleasure to welcome Sharon to the show. Sharon, a very good morning to you.
Thank you very much for having me.
Sharon, it's very exciting what you're creating here with Matchboard. Run us through it. For those who aren't initiated, what exactly is it that Matchboard does?
Sure. So Matchboard is like a business equivalent of a dating site. So instead of matching people, we match businesses. In other words, buyers of services with suppliers of business services. That could be anything ranging from a call center service, a digital marketing service, a consulting or a training service. So the possibilities are really endless.
Well, I had a look at it online myself, and I was sitting there thinking this is kind of a mix between Tinder and also Pinterest combined into one for the world marketplace. Is that pretty accurate?
Yeah, and interestingly, we launched in September 2012, which was exactly when Tinder launched. So great minds think alike. But yes, it's really taken off over the last 9 years, and we've got thousands of happy clients.
So who wins that war then when you try and claim, well, actually I was first, and Tinder say, no, we were first? Do you claim that, Sharon?
I don't think I would be that arrogant, but certainly in the business world, it was an underserved market. There are plenty of dating sites out there, but it really just hit me one day. There's no B2B version of this. And that's where the penny dropped, and I plucked up the courage to quit my job and launch the business.
No, I'm very glad that it's worked out well for you. I mean, 9 years down the track, it's safe to say it's done exactly that. Now, how do you think the pandemic has changed the dynamic of vendors connecting? Obviously, that's another thing that's been thrown here in terms of a spanner in the works. It's meant that we're less connected physically. There's a lot of remote working. Would you say that Matchboard has benefited from the occurrences of the past 2 years in that respect?
Look, mixed bag. So when the pandemic first started, that March, April, June period in 2020, it was a period of extreme uncertainty. And in that environment, people are just reluctant to purchase and invest, and they want to hold on to their cash until things become a little bit clearer. So we did see a big decline in requests on our website in those early days. But then miraculously, from sort of July last year, people got their confidence back, and they've been in the market. And we celebrated our best year ever, actually, this financial year. So I do think the market's recovered. Obviously, some industries have been affected differently. We saw obviously no interest, no demand from the travel and hospitality sector, but in the government, the healthcare, the aged care, the e-commerce space, for example, companies have been struggling to meet demand, and that's where they need new suppliers to help them do that. So, COVID has benefited us financially, I guess. And it's prompted a lot of companies to just review their strategies and review their supplier arrangements. And that's really flowed through to our platform.
Now, how big is the team there that works with you on Matchboard?
We have a team of contractors around the world. There are currently 7 in different countries. So it is a small team, but it's a high-touch service. And every day we're helping clients in different markets. We've matched companies looking to find a customer service solution in Fiji, a company in Sri Lanka looking for a digital marketing service in its own country. And so from Australia, we are matchmaking the world for a whole range of services. It's quite exciting to see different requests coming through every day.
Well, you mentioned a whole range of services. There's literally thousands of different market offerings and shortlisting of suppliers. How do you ensure that only the best ones are retained in the process?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that question because it's one of our big differentiators that we do manually vet every supplier before they become part of our platform. That means doing multiple client reference checks, desktop research, such as looking at social media, websites, online reviews of companies, and only then do we move forward and bring those suppliers on board into our ecosystem. And that's a differentiator because on any other platform, think of search engines or freelancer platforms, anyone can list, even the dodgiest of the dodgy. And so we help people avoid those dodgy experiences because at the end of the day, when people are trying to procure a new service, what they want more than anything is a company they can trust and who's reputable. And we offer them that basic due diligence so they can go straight to second base.
Another dating analogy, I like that. That's quite good. Look, you work with a huge array of different clients ranging from federal government even to small businesses. There must be so many moving parts to get that to work correctly. Is it a bit of a challenge to work with such a broad scale of different clients?
It is, but at the end of the day, we will help any company from a one-woman business right through to the biggest companies in the world are part of our client base in their quest to find their perfect match supplier. So we don't discriminate in any way. Of course, with big companies often come big transactions and complexity, and they want more supplier options to ensure a competitive process. And also, we often hop out of our online site and call buyers and arrange Zoom meetings to help them through the whole sourcing process, provide trusted, independent advice. And people really value that. And actually engaging with buyers like that is my favorite part of the day because we're adding value in helping them make smarter, faster procurement decisions.
Now, for the businesses that are still depending upon search engines and doing, I suppose, the more traditional ways of sifting through thousands of different vendors and suppliers, obviously your app takes things to the next level. What would you suggest would be the way for these other businesses to move forward? Is there a premium tool that they can get for optimal results?
Well, if people are using search engines, I'd offer a couple of tips. Always look at the reviews on Google to see what past customers are saying, because that can sometimes be very revealing. I would also be wary of suppliers that have spelling mistakes in their descriptions in the search engine listings. That's a bit of a red flag. If they can't get basic English right, what else can't they get right? Also, I would say don't assume your perfect match is going to be page one of search results, because often page one is just a collection of the companies that have the best SEO or the deepest pockets for SEO, which is search engine optimization. So that's where Matchboard fills the gap in the market, that we shortcut that whole process of wading through search engine results with 60 seconds effort. We can find the perfect match suppliers for organizations.
Now, I'm not sure if you can potentially bring it up on your phone or maybe even a laptop somewhere, but for people who have been listening to this so far and thinking, oh, it's a bit like Tinder, a bit like Pinterest, but in terms of the workplace and world marketplace trading option, what exactly does the interface look like? Like, how are we arriving at our matches?
Yeah, it's so simple. We deliberately made the whole process very intuitive. You just hop on matchboard.com.au, click on a service you want, and then it takes you through a guided questionnaire of up to 10 questions. You pop in your contact details, click submit, and then you sit back and relax and wait for your perfect matches to contact you. It's really that simple.
Oh, I'm feeling the love big time. Now, Sharon, as I alluded to in the opening, you're extremely experienced within the framework of global sales and partnerships, especially within the dynamic of Australia, the US, and also Japan. How do you think the market has transformed over the past 15 years, and what can we expect moving forward?
Oh, okay, that's a big question. Look, I think things have changed in good and bad ways. Bad, let's start with that. There's been this whole fake reviews, fake news thing. People don't know what information to trust online. There's been a rise in hacks of websites, cyber threats. But I do think all this bad stuff has been offset by a lot of good stuff, mainly thanks to technology. There's been more support than ever for the innovation and startup ecosystem, and it's never been a better time, I think, to be an entrepreneur. But what I really love over the past 20 or so years that's changed is that people have embraced this idea of a global workforce. And that's really opened up lots of new opportunities. So we have clients who we've helped with their business growth by connecting them with suppliers in countries ranging from India, the Philippines, South Africa, Fiji, Sri Lanka, you name it. And it's really transformed their businesses. So I really love that. But you did ask what I'm expecting in the future. I think it's all about automation, AI, Internet of Things. They're going to continue to change our lives dramatically. Not to mention the space race. Like in 15 years, we may be buying our kids a trip to space for their birthday, although that might be slightly expensive as a birthday present. But the pace of change over the last 20 years has never been so dramatic in human history, and I just think it's only going to continue.
I'll tell you what, I think maybe you might be able to afford it with the success of Matchboard. I'm probably another 20 years away to getting that ticket to the moon. It's not getting quite as much in the media industry, I'll tell you that much. But look, is there any other thoughts you'd like to leave our viewers with today, Sharon?
Oh, look, I would just encourage people to visit our free-to-use website to find their perfect match next time they're in the market. We can save you a lot of time and money.
Wonderful. And look, it seems like we've had a perfect match today getting you on, Kalkine. It's been great to hear from you and what you're doing with Matchboard. Sharon, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. Have a great day.
That's Sharon Melamed, the Managing Director of Matchboard. And if you missed any part of that interview, simply head across to our YouTube channel, Kalkine Media. That's all for this edition of Executive Corner Expert Talks. I'm James Preston, reminding you to stay apprised and invest wise with Kalkine.